moving on. Please tell me you've seen the Body Blue documentary.
Yes,
that she did.
Yep, I watched it.
Because there's so many things that I learned about her that I didn't know. Those of you who don't know, Body Blue made a documentary on Channel 4 about the infamous, what do you call it?
Was it 1,000 men in a day?
Yeah, where she said that she wanted to sleep with 1,000 men. I think it's even within 12 hours.
Fucking hell, man.
Something like that. So she basically documented that whole process plus other things like down the line. So, Rashida, let me hear your thoughts on what you think when you watched it.
My biggest thing that I was shocked about is that I didn't know she was married.
I was so shocked about that.
And they're like still they're not together, they're separated, but they're still legally married. And that she was like started her OnlyFans journey or career or whatever when they were still married, and he was like pushing her, encouraging her, like
literally. I was hella shocked by that.
Oh, I was spun.
But then I guess like it doesn't fit her aesthetic or her brand, innit? If she's a married woman or a family woman.
I feel like men would still want it.
Yeah, they would still.
I feel like they would still want it. There was just so many things in that documentary that made me really sick. And it was mostly the men. I just found them disgusting.
Yeah.
I found them really disgusting. Do you know what? I am someone that would say that I'm quite a sexually liberated person, as I say. Or I would never... Actually, no, maybe that's not the word. I would never look down on someone for being sexually liberated. I would never, whatever. I'm a very big thing of women should do whatever the hell they want to do with their bodies. I don't think anybody should question that, right? But there were aspects of that, and I've said it, the same thing with Lily Phillips as well. There's something about it that makes me extremely uncomfortable because it kind of doesn't... I don't know how to word it because I don't want it to seem like I'm being like judgmental or dictating what they should do with their bodies, but there was just so many parts of it that just didn't sit right with me. I didn't like the fact there were so many like men on her team. I just really didn't like that. I just... And there were also parts of it that felt... She didn't seem like a person. She just seemed like a shell. Like, yeah, I'm just going to do this now. And also, I don't think it's liberation to an extent. I also think she does things to just rattle people and to get people talking about her. And I just think she loves it. And I'm never going to question what someone says. If that's what she wants to do for her life, go and do that with your life, babe, because it's not my life. But even watching it as well, again, the same thing I had when I watched Lily Phillips one, I was like, a black woman could never do this and be accepted. But I know a lot of people are against what she's doing, but I just think it would be a completely different experience if it was a black woman. I think she should be spoken about so terribly. There'll be no grace for her. Even the fact that she was married and she had this husband and he was like, yeah, I'm so supportive. I was like, if that was a black woman...
It'll be completely different.
It'll be a completely different story.
But I feel like as well, maybe African Americans, I feel like will be a bit more receptive if Body Blue was black. Because I don't want to say their culture's sexual, but Americans are more known to accept you as a sexual being and like they see that and they're comfortable with it. I feel like it's like if Body Blue was African or Caribbean, I feel like she would even get off the internet because not only the world, but even us in the community ourselves would be judging her.
Yeah.
But I just feel like as black women, the world holds us to a much higher standard. So if there's anything that makes it look like we're less than the expectation, it's just bad. Whereas like white women, they're kind of known to just... They have some type of standard as women, but they have the opportunity to be more free with whatever they want to do. Because even stuff like white girl wasted, like things like that are normalized. Like white girls are known to be wild and also known to settle down and all of that. Whereas black women, it's like we have to be poised and 24 hours a day. And if our crown slips even a little bit, we're just shit. Do you get what I mean? Like, so I definitely agree. The reaction would be different. Yeah. Especially if the person was from the UK versus the US. Because I feel like stripper culture is very big in the US.
That's true.
And like strippers, we've seen strippers get married, their mothers, They do all of this stuff.
Very true, yeah.
So I just feel like it's outside of that 100%. The standard is too high. But for me, one thing that shocked me as well in the documentary, that she works for the NHS. I never knew that.
Oh, when, like, back in the day?
Yeah, like, before she started her OnlyFans, her job was working within the NHS.
Yeah.
And all of that. Then she said that she got bored.
Yeah, she wasn't happy.
Wanted something else. But, like, that's another thing. Like, we're more than just our jobs. Can you imagine all the nurses who have helped nurse you back to health? How big money blue?
Do you know what? If there's one thing I took this is going to sound mad. But if there's a positive thing I took from it, right, is that you can actually just stop doing what you're doing and find...
Yeah, what you really want to do.
She was working at the NHS. She was like, listen, I don't want to do this no more. So she was like, I'm going to become a millionaire.
Yeah.
And she's a millionaire.
Literally.
She's making money, but it's just... There was just so many aspects of that documentary that made me really uncomfortable. It was just the men.
Yeah.
Turning up in and getting so excited. Like, yeah. I was just like, this is actually... I just didn't know how to feel, if I'm being completely honest. I just... Because I think it gave me that same feeling I had when I went to the red light district in Amsterdam. I was so excited to go there. And I know it's not really the same thing, but just in terms of how I felt, I went there and I was so excited to go there. I don't know why. I was just like, I'm going to the red light district. I really want to see it. I think it's because there was a time when I was a really young kid and we went to Amsterdam because I had an uncle that lived in Holland. And we went to Amsterdam just as like a trip. And I remember seeing like the road. I think there was a sign that said red light district. And I remember asking my parents, what's that? And they were like, you don't need to know what that is. So I think I've always been very inquisitive of it. So finally I had this opportunity as an adult to go there. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go to the red light district. And I remember getting there and just looking at the women and seeing them. And I remember there was this man that, I might have told this story in the podcast before, and this sleazy, disgusting looking man went and like knocked on the window. And then obviously they have to let them in when they're not. And I just remember feeling so sad. And that's kind of how I felt after I watched that. But again, obviously she was so adamant, like, I'm fine. This is what I want to do with my life. And this is what I enjoy doing. But I just, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if I'm being
For me, I feel like what you're explaining is, it was uncomfortable for you to watch is because she was viewed and seen as an object.
Yes.
Rather than a human being.
Yeah.
Because that was the unsettling part for me.
Yeah.
Is like...
Hit the nail on the head, yeah.
Why would you want to be seen as an object?
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. I think that's where the thin line between sexual liberation and then what she's doing comes in. Because sexual liberation, like, you are still a human being. You just like sex. But, like, it's not, like you said, like, even when she talks or even when you see, like, the clips that she's doing, like you said, it's like the lights are on but no one's home. Like, she's dead inside. She's legit dead inside. But, like, I also don't feel like, obviously I'm saying dead inside, but I personally feel like it's dissociation.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it
because
is. Because
at the end of the day, yes, you could be okay with certain things, but there's going to come a point where, or if there hasn't been already, where this is a lot. Do you get what I mean? Like, because as a human being, there's just certain things that we can't deny. And I don't know what it was for her, but I feel like there was something along the way that made her realize that men only view me this way, so I'm just going to play in it.
Yeah.
And now, like, she kind of disassociates.
Yeah.
And that's what I got from it. That she's not as dead as people make it out. I just personally feel like it's a trauma response.
Yeah.
So she could say, like, I do believe her when she says, like, she never went through any type of trauma, like, throughout her childhood and all of that.
I don't think she did.
But I also think she comes from a family where stuff like this is normalised.
Yeah, because she was like, she will be, do you remember the bit when she was like, oh, my family will come round and she was like, I'll be in the other room fucking myself with a dildo and they'll just be in there waiting for me like, hurry up, we want to watch a film or we want to eat dinner.
And they're hearing her, by the way.
Yeah, and they can hear, they know everything that's going on. And they even interviewed her mum. My mum was like, yeah, you know, she loved the arts when she was like...
But this is the thing though, like, and that's what people need to understand about certain individuals. Not everyone grew up the way you grew up. Not everyone grew up with a loving family, or even if you did, not every family has the same morals and values.
Yeah.
there's certain people who will be porn stars, have kids, and encourage them to be porn stars. And then there's certain parents who will be like, I never want you to do this. So I feel like the family that she comes from, I don't think there was any trauma, but they made it incredibly comfortable for her to go down this route. Because the fact that you could do that, to go into the next room, knowing that your family members, your mum, dad, your nan, all of that can hear you. This shows that this is not your first time. You're way too comfortable doing this. And the only reason why you are is because your family allowed you to be comfortable. But they also give me that, because there's also some family members, they may not be okay with it, but because you're bringing in good money, they'll turn a blind eye.
Yeah.
So it could be that as well. But I just don't think her family is as great as they tried to portray on the documentary. You're the reason why she's like this. And that's what showed me.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, you don't have to go through something traumatic in your childhood to still be messed up in life.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
That's true.
I always say this, there's always going to be something, no matter how much of a good parent you are or how much of a good parent you have, there's always going to be something that you do that will traumatize your child. Yeah. Even if the intention wasn't there, Yeah, like, it wasn't your intention to make it bad.
Yeah.
There will always be something, because you may do too much of something or too little of something. You can love your child too much and they'll say, I feel suffocated, so I want space. I don't like when people are around me.
Yeah.
There's always going to be something. And that's what it shows me. Like, her family is not as great as you made it out. But also, like you said, the men disgusted me. But it also showed me that I really can't... I can judge her, but I can't put all of the judgment on her, because she has an audience for this.
Exactly. And they're the ones that are coming in... like, when the guy was saying, like, 5,000 people, so I was just like, is everybody kidding?
That's the thing. And don't even let social media fool you. She's getting all this backlash, but these are the same men who are lining up.
Of course.
Writing these things. That's why you have a balaclava on and all of that.
Exactly. Because
a lot of
you were
people are
tweeting,
fake.
chatting shit, and you're there getting your dick sucked.
Literally.
Or doing whatever.
Like, no.